Okay, welcome to Idea Cochise, the Cochise Room. This is weighing on the weight classes, episode 1, part B. Please forgive my fan for the extra noises going on in the background. It's very hot in my room right now. Alright, geez, this is actually a very difficult episode to do because there's no fight footage of Dream 17, the bantamweight final. I just have to go off of what I've read off the internet like most of you have. Please check back with my part A. I pretty much got every single fight right outside of the Maha Sakurai versus Zaromskis, which did not take place because the day before the fight, Sakurai had to pull out. I had Sakurai beating Zaromskis, but since the fight didn't happen, I don't count it. Zaromskis ended up fighting Eiji Ishikawa to a unanimous decision win. Okay, let's go to pretty much the main card. Tetsuya Kawajiri defeated Drew Fickett. The only thing that was surprising here is that Kawajiri actually finished a fight. I mean, for a guy named the Crusher, I cannot remember a fight he finished after the Takanori Gomi fight he had back in Pride in 2005. It's the middle of 2011 right now, so fuck, that was about 6 years ago. I'm glad he won. It puts him back in the winner's circle. It puts his name, it doesn't do anything with his world ranking or anything like that, but it does keep his name very relevant in the 155 division. Drew Fickett, from my understanding, just got released by a different promotion for losing to Kawajiri in the Dream promotion, which I find kind of strange. Other than that, let's go to the light heavyweight championship. Gerard crushed Izumi in the first round. I thought Izumi was going to last the second, but he got crushed in the first. I didn't really see a legitimate way on how Izumi was going to win. This really puts in question a lot of these judo fighters coming to MMA. Ishii was another person that was supposed to be the next big thing in the heavyweight division in mixed martial arts. Ended up losing his debut fight and winning a bunch of unanimous decisions very lacklusterly. Izumi is a silver medalist. He looked good a couple of times, but he just looks like a very lethargic striker, and I just don't see how the lack of speed in today's MMA is going to translate well for him in his MMA career. Okay, the bantamweight tournament final. Imari versus Takoro. This, from what I'm reading, because like I said, there's no footage on this yet. I hope there will be some soon because this card was not put on HD Net Fights. There's no streaming. I even tried to look for a Japanese stream and I couldn't find one at all, which really upsets me because Dream on their YouTube page, which I'm a subscriber to, had all this promotion for this event. They had Sakuraba and these other two guys talk about it like 3 or 4 times, of course all in Japanese. They've had all these different promos for the championship fights and the bantamweight final. But then you have no way of watching it. So if they was going to do that, they might as well just put the fucking thing on YouTube because no one knows how the fights went down. Okay, let's get back. I'm looking at Sherdog.com for the play-by-play because they're the only people who had one. And just to sum it up, it pretty much went exactly how I was going to say it was going to. Is that Imari, the leg lock specialist, did a bunch of, flamboyant video game-like striking to bait Totoro into grappling with them. For the most part, it didn't work. And Totoro won the unanimous decision. It seemed like the crowd liked it according to what I'm reading here. So Totoro will be the bantamweight final. I don't even know if it's a championship at this point. He's going to be facing Kenji Osawa, someone Imari beat in the last Dream event. So hopefully that'll be a much better matchup. Kenji Osawa is a pretty decent fighter. I don't see how he's going to beat Totoro on this roll right now. And then in the last fight that I'm reviewing is Miyata versus Little Hercules Miyata versus the champion Hiroyuki Takaya. Hiroyuki Takaya won the fight. He stays the Dream featherweight champion, and it wasn't a split decision, and it seemed like a very spectacular fight once again from what I'm reading on the internet. Yeah, this is, in some ways this is kind of boring because I called all the fights. I mean, outside of the main event, which was the Takaya Miyata fight, All these are pretty much gimmies. I mean, Inimari could have pulled off a spectacular submission finish at any given moment. I just think Totoro was just way too game for it at the time. There's just too much footage on Inimari at this point. Other than that, we've got a lot of different things going on in MMA right now. Alistair Overeem has just been pulled out of the Strikeforce Heavyweight Grand Prix, which not only drops the stock of the Grand Prix itself, but Strikeforce as an entire promotion. So without Overeem, look for Strikeforce to be sucked into UFC sooner rather than later. Other than that, Little Nogueira has just pulled out of the UFC 133 co-main event, and there's been a lot of different in and outs of different fighters for the main event, which is now Rashad Evans versus Tito Ortiz Part 2. Please check back about 5 days before that event, and I'll have another preview for episode 2 of weighing in with weight classes with I did Cochise Rome. Take care.